Hello, is everyone here? Please, guys, let me know in the comments below if you can hear me. I didn't see anything pop up, so I'm not sure, but I am here. And yeah, how I see all you guys popping up. Hi, everyone. I'm really excited to be here with you guys today. Today, we are interviewing the CEO
Tri Pham.
Tri Pham, of KardiaChain. Hi, Gadio Patrick. Nice to see you guys. Yes, that is correct. Today we are interviewing Tri Pham, the CEO of KardiaChain. This is an AMA, Ask Me Anything. So I'm first going to go and talk about all of the questions that I have. As you guys know, KardiaChain did really well. They were launched recently, only in April of this year, but they've already seen a tremendous amount of growth. They've already really seen their project push forward. They already have a big team, and they're already making a big impact, guys. So I'm really glad that we're here with Tri Pham today, and he's going to tell you everything that they've been working on, what the future is going to hold. And also, recently we have seen a big jump in the price. So I'm sure all of you guys are very interested in finding out why there was that big jump in the price and whether it's going to be sustainable. Because that is something that is important, right, when you're trading. Part, of course, as we always say, a lot of the coins, we really regard them as investments. But, of course, when you take a look at an investment, you take a look at their business plan, and you take a look at, how they're going to grow in the future. And usually that has repercussions on the price of their said coin, of their, company shares, whatever that might be. So that's why we are taking the time to speak with the CEO. It's going to be very exciting. I am also doing a show tomorrow, guys. But the show tomorrow is my new show called Crypto Flavors. I'm really excited because I'll be talking about all of the trends that happened this week. And I will also be announcing the winner of the Technical Analysis Tuesday. So, Technical Analysis Tuesday is the new promo that we have on, and it's giving you guys the opportunity to showcase your amazing technical analysis skills and potentially win if you're able to, make a very good price prediction. So, it's going to be happening every Tuesday at midnight. GMT is the deadline, and you have to predict the price for Thursday at 11:59 p.m. GMT as well. So I will then cover the winners and talk about the analyses that they gave on my Friday show. So my show tomorrow called Crypto Flavors. That's going to be very exciting. So I invite you guys to tune in tomorrow. But today is not about crypto flavors, and it's not about all the different pairings of all the different coins. Today is about KardiaChain, and it's not just about the price. It's not just about the trends. It's about the real business that is happening at KardiaChain and how it's going to impact the crypto industry and hopefully the world, guys. So I'm really looking forward to seeing everyone come on. I do see some of you guys can't seem to hear. If you can't seem to hear, then I recommend you go off and then come back on. don't worry, there will be a replay guide, so you'll be able to view it afterwards. I invite all of you guys to ask as many questions for the CEO, as many questions as you like. We have time. I see he is connecting now. He is giving me a call, so I'm going to answer. Hi.
Hi.
So nice to see you.
Let me switch on the. Seem to. Hello.
Hello.
I can hear you. Let me. But somehow I cannot use my my headphone.
Strange. Oh, you also seem to be frozen. Oh no. Okay, everything is fine. We can hear you fine. Guys, let us know in the comments below if you're having trouble hearing him, because I know you guys like listening to me, but today is about KardiaChain, so we want to be focused on that. Seems everyone can hear you, so that's great.
Okay, cool.
So yes, everything is going great. Welcome to the show. Everyone's very excited to have you. Obviously, there was a big search in KardiaChain's coin, KAI, Kai. So we will be discussing the price later on. But first, I really wanted to talk about all of the fundamentals. So maybe you can first tell me, what was the vision behind KardiaChain? Why you guys felt that it had to be you to create it, and then we'll go into a little bit more detail.
Okay. So we go like briefly about KardiaChain and how it all started, right? Yeah. Okay. So back in 2017, so it actually started way before when I was founded my tech company in London in 2014. So at the time, I was focusing like new technology. I looking into like variable new technology in order to apply them into the daily life and like to serve most of the people. So during 2017, I came across the whole like blockchain application, everything like smart contract, and a lot of like blockchain platform pops up during the time. So I see the very potential of blockchain as the technology, and I also see how like many blockchain projects have failed to achieve their promises. Maybe because they don't get enough adoption, they cannot find like the viable business model. So it all same story in the startup world. Like you need to find the product market fit, and then you can then grow your project. So so that's why me and my and my co-founder, he's the tech lead manager in Google at the time.
Mm.
So we we're working across the continent. So he's in Silicon Valley, and I'm in London. But we used to be like classmates during high school. We sat in the same table, and so we discussed back and forth about idea and about how exciting the blockchain technology, and how and we discover like the what we think the problem in blockchain adoption. So so it's it's very difficult for some of the for enterprise and also government bodies to apply blockchain, because there's many sensitive data, and they need to put them all in public lecture.
Mm.
And so that's why they reluctant to in trying the technology. Also, like for example in Vietnam, they not really familiar with like foreign like entity like Ethereum. Like they don't know which one in Ethereum they need to talk to.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not familiar with the concept of decentralization.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, if they use the private chain, so it fits the purpose of provide transparency to
Yes.
the customer, to the people. So we came up with the hybrid solution. That's why we use KardiaChain technology, the dual node technology, to connect like public and private blockchain and like together. And I bundle it into a solution for enterprise and government body to use. And so they can process their day-to-day data, like on the sensitive data in their private chain. But and then they can also like publish whatever like necessary into any public chain, for example Ethereum or KardiaChain as well, on Neo or Tron. That is the blockchain that we already connected to our ecosystem. So that will provide the transparency to customer and to the people.
Got it.
So yeah, so that the solution we provide, and we try it into Vietnam market, because we see it's a very good market for blockchain. It's also our home market. So we have like personal and professional connection there, and so that's why we don't relocated. So I closed my company in London. I moved my family here. My CTO as well. He sold his house in Silicon Valley on move back.
Well, that's great. I see all of you guys' questions. I will get to them. I have a few initial questions to make sure that we set the background well first, but I will get to your questions after, guys. So keep on asking them; they will be covered after. Okay. So my first question is, usability and accessibility is really important to, contribute to a successful project. Can you tell me how you're using both of these to your crypto community?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely. That also the thing I will like uh, ponder the most when um uh, um I'm trying to get like blockchain adoption. So uh so for me there is like three key area. So the first thing is the uh what I call it a gateway. So how the user, like normal user, get to crypto first, right? Because even there is for example, very interesting game in Ethereum. The first thing they need is to get Ether.
Of course.
Yeah. Uh, and sometimes it's just like a very small amount, like just $1, $5 worth of Ether, and they need to go through the whole process of like OTC or that kind of thing in order to get fiat to crypto. That's the first thing. And then they have we have the platform for them to use that. For example, to spend the crypto, and the third one is that the crypto need to um, uh, have some like contribute to their daily life, for example, for convenience, for entertainment, or something. So I solved that in three parts. Um, the first thing is that I'm working with the one of the largest telco in Vietnam. We work on a payment channel that allow user to use their mobile balance and to buy tokens.
Yeah.
So just like it's not like you can text do text message, or you can like directly use in the website just one tap, and you confirm with your phone, and then it will deduct your mobile balance, give you the token.
Wow.
And we try to roll it out during this year. So it will be available to like tens of millions of users in Vietnam. So that's the first thing. When user easily get the token, then they need to use it somewhere, right? So we have KardiaChain at the platform, also connected to Ethereum, Neo, Tron. So user can use variable of the decentralized application on different platform. And also we also solve the other part that we working with major service provider that they already have an app, like mobile app or web app. They already have like user base. So we provide we tokenize the application. That's basically the case. So we tokenize the application, and so we user easily get the token and then easily use it. then can easily redeem into something else that they want, like a reward, gift, or anything.
I've seen
Yeah.
that be very popular, and a very popular way in Southeast Asia for adoption, actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really interesting. So on the more technical side, I know that you guys have developed a non-invasive solution called dual master node, or
Yeah.
dual node.
Yeah.
Can you tell the audience more about this? And can you also talk about the difference between dual nodes and whatever, cross chain and stuff like that? Because it's a little complex. So maybe diving into that would be helpful.
Yeah. Okay. Definitely. So cross chain is the is like is the concept. So moving like assets or data from one blockchain to another, and the do node is the KardiaChain way. Is our way of doing like cross chain operation. So we have like many different like kind of cross chain operation. Maybe you use Oracle, like but the 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 problem is that there will be a single point of attack, like the centralized point when we transfer from one blockchain to another. So so that's why we come up with the dual node. So you can think of like Ethereum or Neo KardiaChain, we speak like different language, and dual node is a like bilingual translator that can understand like Ethereum language and KardiaChain language. So it can easily confirm what happened in Ethereum network and in KardiaChain network. And then we have a consensus between the dual node that understand Ethereum and KardiaChain. So we decentralize that the data transmission as well. So so more than 66% of the translator from Ethereum to KardiaChain needs to agree on that in order to confirm that the data in Ethereum it is and it will be moved to KardiaChain as this.
Got it.
Yeah.
I know that you guys recently partnered with LGCNS, which is a global tech giant, guys. So can you tell us a little bit more about what your partnership entails?
So LGCNS is actually interested in our technology because in Korea they have like competition between LG and Samsung in order to get to blockchain adopted. And LG CNS is the subsidiary of LG that developed their own like private chain solution. They have many different like commercial like product like what I call it, community money.
Mm.
So it's like the token, token for a community, and they have DID, so blockchain ID, blockchain identity. They have also like certificate issuance on blockchain, that kind of thing. So they have many commercialized products, but they cannot get like client like to adopt that technology. And then they know about us through some partner in Korea, and they explore the our technology. Do not they we did some like code review and kind of thing back and forth between our tech team, and then finally they think they can use our like KardiaChain do not in order to connect their private chain to other public chain and make their solution is more adoptable. So and we also leverage their private chain solution in order to bundle it into our hybrid solution. So that how the LG CNET partnership come together.
Got it. Yeah, I mean, that was a really big partnership that you guys have made, and it's very clear that you guys are doing lots of great partnerships and business deals with lots of businesses. But I know that you're also helping government departments also adopt blockchain more easily. What specific actions have you guys done to make this a reality?
So the government side is a more interesting story, because in Vietnam during 2018, when we started to move back from the UK, from the US, there's a lot of scam projects.
Yes.
Like especially the one named iFund. iFund, they managed to capture about let me think out like over one close to $1 billion from the Vietnamese fund. It's I think it's around like 600,000 million something. Yeah. So the government became so cautious of the like cryptocurrency, and it makes a lot harder for us to introduce blockchain technology. So we need to go through many of our network, like both personal and also professional, to engage with different like government department, like at city level, or at like the nationwide level. We talk to the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Police, Ministry of Information Technology, that kind of department, in order to help them distinguish between blockchain blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. So cryptocurrency is just an application of blockchain, and not all the token is cryptocurrency. So we make them aware of like utility token, security token, that kind of concept we need to the message we need to convey. So that the first step. The second step is that it is also one of the crucial point in Vietnam, because we don't have any legacy system here. So the level of digitalization in Vietnam is quite low. So Da Nang is the third largest city in Vietnam, and one of the more progressive in terms of like technology adoption. They only have 10% of their of the population have the their ID digitalized, their personal info digitalized. So only 10%. That during 2018. So it's really helpful for blockchain adoption, because we need to we can come in and introduce a new system without competing with any old system there. So they just move to blockchain. And also it's more secure. Just the selling point to the government is more secure, provide more transparency, help the people to gain trust in the government. And yeah, and some example is that the first area we work is the education. So we have them to blockchainize student record and have to issue like student certificate. At the first, and some experimental product is we work with the like Ministry of Justice on the like the like criminal record of user. Yeah, because criminal record is quite crucial when you apply for maybe some specific jobs, and also like getting various like permissions. But usually you don't want to review the whole like criminal record, because because it's something sometimes it's not relevant.
Yes.
Like you just need to, okay, I don't have this kind of I don't commit any crime, this kind of thing, and you don't want to review the whole document.
Sure.
So
nobody needs to know that you have a speeding ticket, right?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, so there's no need to know about that. So yeah, and the other thing is that ID in general is a very big, like it's a massive area, like blockchain ID. So so Vietnam is moved toward that direction.
Got it. Yeah, that's really interesting. So tell me, I know you guys have been very focused on the Vietnamese market and Southeast Asia in general, but I also know that the global community has really taken an interest in KardiaChain. So can you tell me more about why you think that there's been this interest, and which markets you're going to be focusing on in the short-term, medium-term future?
So for the support from the global community, I think it's one of the reasons is that people starting to aware that Vietnam will be one of the fastest growing country in terms of blockchain. We our country have the population that big enough to have an impact. Like we have like 100 million people, and also it's small enough to get the regulation easily to go out. For example, some big country like India, they have like 1 billion people, and it's really hard to, it's difficult to like control, to roll out any regulation, because the impact is huge. So Vietnam is just like it's the sweet spot. Like it's big enough to make an impact, and it's also small enough to control.
Be flexible.
Yeah. So I think that's one thing, and for our focus is Vietnam is the first thing. We also are looking into Korean market specifically. Yeah. So I think our next move will be to Korea, because we have like quite a strong foothold in there.
Great. Yeah, and I know we have a lot of Vietnamese users, and we also have a lot of Korean users. So you are on the right show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Kai, KAI, is mostly used for staking, for transaction payments, and you also deploy smart contracts, and you can participate in services in the KardiaChain ecosystem. But why do you think that Kai is a good long-term investment? And maybe you can talk a little bit more about the limited supply and why you think that might increase demand.
Okay. So I think for the long-term investment, we just look into like supply and demand, and for supply is limited, because we choose that way when we build our blockchain. For the demand, it will be at least for, our goal is for every like person in.
Hello? He seems to have frozen for just a second.
Yeah.
Bear with us, guys.
Our
I'm sure
goal
he'll be
is
back in just
to have.
It's very interesting. I think there's real potential here, with KardiaChain. And I think the CEO is really taking the time to explain things very clearly. So this is really, I feel like I'm learning a lot, and I think from all the questions that you guys are asking, it seems like you guys are really interested too. So keep on asking all of your questions. I'm almost done with my questions, and then we will push on over to all of the questions that the audience has. Let's see. Maybe I'm going to hang up on Tri Pham, and then maybe he can sign back in. I think it might be easier. Might be some lag on his end. I believe there is no lag on my end. You guys can let me know if if there is lag on my end. But yeah, I think yeah, he's he's just gonna come back. I think, you know, because he was frozen. I thought it might be best to just kick him out and have him come back. Oh, I don't have any lag. Great. That's fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, you know, I think because yeah, hopefully he'll be able to come back, because there's still a lot of questions, and I didn't even get to all of the questions that you guys have. I know it's important. So yes, I'm definitely RB going to let him finish his points. It's not my intention to kick him out. It's definitely my intention to make sure that we can understand him and not have him frozen. Yeah. Will there be a red packet? I'm not sure. I saw a red packet hanging around earlier. So I think make sure you tune in from the beginning, ITO 139, because yeah, that's when you have to start from the beginning. It wasn't frozen? Oh, really? He wasn't frozen? I couldn't hear him anymore. Yes, knowledge is powerful. Knowledge is very powerful. Oh, that is so bizarre that that he wasn't frozen. Oh man. He will be back in just a second, guys. Let me see. Yes. Should be here in a sec. You know, it was not so long ago that, you know, we actually weren't able to use use the live streaming feature to have guests on the show. I mean, this has only been around for a little bit, so there are still a few kinks, but he will be back really soon, guys. Don't worry. There's so much more to cover still. So many more questions I have. I really love talking about the tokenomics, actually. It's like one of my favorite things. And I think, when you talk about price, I know a lot of you guys are traders, and the price is really interesting because obviously you can trade off of it. But I also think that it's interesting to ask founders about, their comment about the price, because it kind of indicates where they think they're going, and whether yeah, technical difficulty. Okay, so go back
Hello.
to hello everyone. Let us know. I know you still have so many questions. Let us know if you can see him. Unfortunately, okay, everything seems to be fine. That's great. Um, so, to go back, I will ask the question again. So, Kai is mostly going to be used for staking, for transaction payments, for smart contract deployment. Why do you think that Kai is a good long-term investment? Tell us.
Okay, so definitely. So for the long-term investment, I just look into supply and demand. For supply, we choose to have limited supply when we design our blockchain. For demand, definitely it will increase over the time, because our goal uh, is that at least every person in Vietnam will have Kai in their possession to use in daily life, in at least something. So to start everything, so firstly is Vietnam is still not a cashless society. It's not like China. We really look up to China in that perspective, because you like we don't have cash anymore. It's very efficient. So one of the aim of Vietnam government and many fintech companies that to make Vietnam become a cashless society, and hopefully with our payment gateway in working with the telco companies in Vietnam, we will contribute to that aspect. So Kai will be I will integrate Kai into that payment gateway. So it have merchant, it have the user, it have telco, a lot in the reconciliation of only transaction. Like right now it takes like 6 messages between only party and 3 confirmation from each side. So if we apply blockchain and use the token inside that, it will reduce into like one confirmation only in one lecture. So many people will have to use Kai in that perspective to pay for the fee when they use the payment gateway. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm trying to integrate Kai into many community. For example, for now we work with football community, and then we move to e-sport, we moved to like streamer, YouTuber. We moved to entertainment and some FMCG product as well. So that is my my roadmap to get the Kai token to the hand of the Vietnamese people.
Fantastic.
So yeah.
It seems like you guys have really thought about some key industries to work in, and you're just looking to push for Vietnam and then slowly push out to other markets. I think it's really great because you see a lot of projects, they're really focused. I mean, they're not focused at all, should I say. They're focused, we're going to take over the world. Sure, but, having a target market enables you to better serve them. So I think it's really great that you guys are focused that way.
Yeah.
So for building a healthy KardiaChain ecosystem, how do you see yourself building this? Do you see yourself going with a lot more exchanges? Do you see yourself really expanding in different communities? What's your plan?
For changes, definitely. We want to get to some key exchange in like big exchange in some key market. For example, Korea they have some big exchange as well. And also like global exchange. But exchange is we don't really want to go to like a lot of exchange. That's not our focus. We just want to each market have the key exchange. For example, Get is a very like one of the best choice of my of my choice. So that's it for exchange. But for community and also like business partner in blockchain as well and in traditional as well. So I want to have the partner that really related to what we are doing. And also for traditional business partner, we all working on the same scheme, that is the revenue sharing. That is the key thing. So even if with the big like corporate, we still manage to get the revenue sharing deal, because even they want to pay us like upfront. We know that that kind of money is not our focus. It's not our goal. We need them to go with us like a long way. So we need to tie their interest into like KardiaChain. So revenue sharing is a very good approach so far. So that first for traditional business. For blockchain as well, we try to replicate what the successful case study, for example, in Thailand, in Pen protocol. One of good example, and in Indonesia, Tocoin. In Korea especially, many of my partner there like Blockcrafter, like Coinblock, Monetarium, LG. they both have the very good use cases that already successful apply in Korea. We can bring to Vietnam, and also in we also have some like unique insight in Vietnam that can apply back to Korea or any other country. So that's
Great.
how we can improve the ecosystem.
Got it. So I have my last question for you, which I have seen actually some of you guys have actually asked questions around this. So this will be two birds, one stone. And then I'll go into the questions in the comments. In terms, I know your mainnet hasn't been launched yet, but you have been testing the first version of the mainnet. What do you want to share with the audience about the technology milestones and about the mainnet launch and all of those things?
For managed loan, we're looking into we try our best to deliver it this year. That I think that all I can say about like Mainnet, because it's involved a lot with other blockchain as well. We not just KardiaChain, but also need to try a lot with Ethereum, Neo, and Tron, and we also looking to integrate more blockchain. So that really hard commitment. For other technology milestone, what I can say is that we have like multiple product launching. With our partners to integrate KardiaChain into that, Kai token to that. So we have like a lot of in our pipeline. So just all I can say is stay tuned. So we try to what I'm actually trying to avoid is that making an announcement now about like we have more announcement in the future. So just save it until we have it and we reveal it to you.
Yeah. I'm seeing lots of people very excited. They're talking about how they're hoping that you're going to come to Indonesia and the Philippines and India. So maybe we can go and check those messages later and see where all of your fans are from. I think Tri Pham has been clear for right now. It is Vietnam and Korea, but I think Southeast Asia, from what I understand, is going to be a big market for you guys, and it seems that all of our fans are interested. Can you tell us maybe more? You guys have formed some big partnerships, and you obviously are implementing some of those partnerships they're putting them into effect. Are there any other partnerships that are up and coming?
You mean like, is there more partnership coming up?
Yes.
Yeah. Of course. Actually, like just this afternoon, I was talking with a one of the new partner, because we have like it's a coincidence. I'm not intended to like partnership with with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I must like not reveal the name right now because it will be revealed after we sign contract and everything. Yeah, but so you know that we are really interested in football, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Myself, I have my own team. So they just have a third place in the national tournament last year. So so then we came across this business that they decided to sponsor like our national team. So it's a really big news and a very strong business. So they also look into like digital transformation, apply new technology into their company as well. So so we all working in the same like football sponsorship and stuff like that. So we have the chance to sit down together, and then we potentially there will be a partnership signing.
Got it.
Yeah.
Coming back to all the technical milestones, it does seem like GitHub hasn't been so active. Is there any particular reason for that?
So we only what we have the practice back in our engineering in Google is that we have like cut release. So what you see in the GitHub right now, public, is the version that we already cut and released. So yeah, and we're working on the private branches continuously. So when we have a new version, we need to cut and release again, and then you can see on the up. Yeah.
Got it.
So we're not actually working on the release version. Yeah.
Okay. I see ZooCrypt says they're hoping that KardiaChain will be in our lock and earn feature. Thank you, ZooCrypt. I will make sure to say that to the CEO. Diana Driani, sorry, it's a little hard to say, wanted to ask you, and I think this kind of is a good kind of recap. She wanted to ask you, what are the unique features of KardiaChain that makes it different from other blockchain projects? And I think especially, and this is a very interesting point, how is a hybrid blockchain different from a single blockchain?
So so I prefer it's not like hybrid blockchain, but actually that the way we implement our technology, making into a solution. So our hybrid solution is that a business can use their own private blockchain to store their sensitive data and their day-to-day like operation, and then they can use KardiaChain like do not technologies that they need to stake some Kai token into into that as well, and then they can publish whatever data they want to move to the public. For example, is the education application. So every school the whole, like for example, like the education department, they will have their own private blockchain. So they store only their student information, personal info, their day-to-day record and everything, their review of their teachers and all stuff like that. But the final exam result need to be published into the public blockchain, so it's stored on that, and it's available to the public, so you cannot change it. So that the first thing. The second thing is that on the certificate, it will be issued on the public blockchain. So it needs to bring cross-chain from their private chain into the public blockchain, so that the student can use that record to apply for new school, to apply for job and that kind of thing. So that are the key difference.
Got it. Like Rohit, who has, I know, tuned into a lot of these AMAs, and always brings it up. I think he's a big DeFi fan. He says DeFi is one of the hottest topics in the blockchain space. What's your opinion about DeFi? And do you think that DeFi will disrupt the existing financial system? And then finally, what is, I mean, if you think that is so, what is KardiaChain's approach towards the DeFi sector?
So DeFi is very interesting. Also, it's a complicated subject as well. But all I can say is I'm really looking to the future of DeFi, but it will face a lot of like trouble and also resistance from the old system, because the financial machine is of the world is already too big to be disrupted. It's just my opinion at this moment, because I don't know what the future holds, but it will be really difficult, and we will face a lot of resistance. Because it's just my experience from what we are building in Vietnam, the payment gateway for mobile payment. So in Vietnam, we have a lot of e-wallet. So in order to have an e-wallet, you need to have a bank account. So you need to tie the bank account to your e-wallet, and then so you can spend it. You top up your e-wallet and spend it. So it's not very accessible for the for Vietnamese people, because 80% of the population, we don't have the bank account. So for many reasons, and so that's why we come up with the concept of is not come up with concept, but we apply the concept of mobile money. So you can use your mobile balance as money, not to pay for things, and this actually have a lot of resistance from the bank, because the telecom company is taking the customer from the banks, right? Right now, you don't need to have the bank account anymore. You don't have the incentive to have bank account. You just need to have your mobile your the mobile number, and then you go to any convenience store or any places that accept like cash. You top up it, you got it in your mobile balance. Then you can pay for your friend. You can pay for everything. It's more simple.
Mm.
So it's just like if you compare it with DeFi and the financial system and the current financial system is a very small, like small scale example. But I personally have seen many resistance from the bank. They do many kind of lobby in order to prevent the regulation the bill passed. That's kind of thing. But yeah, but recently it's already went through, and we already implement the infrastructure. But that's it. So I think DeFi have a lot of potential, but we need to look out for the reaction from the old system. Yeah.
Got it. More technical question. What will the TPS speed be once you're on the mainnet? Hello? Oh no! Is he frozen, or is it just on my end, guys? Please let me know in the comments. Seems unfortunate. Oh man. Yeah, we lost him, unfortunately. Oh really? Because I still see him on the screen. He just seems to be frozen. Okay. Yes, Tri Pham says he's still here. Let me disconnect from our connection.
Over 5,000 TPS. So I need to check with my team what is the next like threshold of the TPS. But don't think it will be hard to reach like 10,000 TPS. And the thing is, talking about TPS is very interesting because I used to have this conversation with my co-founder back in the day. So you remember when it's the beginning of 2018 when there's new blockchain platform that they reached like 1,000 TBS, and if compared to Ethereum, they only have like 10 TBS. So it's like, oh, it's so much innovation. And then some new project come out, like we have like 100,000 TBS.
Yeah.
And then I remember another project of my CTO had a friend, and he's also have a blockchain project that reaching like 1 million TBS.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I personally invested in a project in Korea. Due to some of my friend introduced me. So
Wow.
So so but the thing I think the problem with blockchain is not the TBS but the T in the TBS, because we have no like transaction.
Yes.
Yeah. So nobody use the chain. And yeah, we need to more focus in making the transaction, and then if we're reaching the limit, so it's a good problem to have, and we can easily to yeah to we have many measure to push up the TPS.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just you know, it's just kind of at this point, it's just kind of a vanity metric, right? Because you don't need more than 10,000
yeah,
TPS, right? Like there really is no need for more than that for the time being. Obviously, once the whole world runs on you know, different blockchains, it'll be different. But right now, we need to be more focused, for sure, on adoption, on ease of use, on all of those things, rather than making sure we're even faster, right? Like how important is that? Yeah. Yeah, one of our viewers says TPS is great, but not if it sacrifices decentralization or security. And very good point, user. I really would tend to agree with you. Yeah, I think
I saw one of the user, he mentioned the eKYC in the bank. Yeah. It's I lost the question, but I saw he mentioned eKYC in the bank. So it is very timely as well, because if you look up on Google or any like on the internet, Vietnam recently passed the bill for that enable bank to use eKYC. So it's in my country it's huge. And and it's also matched with the blockchain ID that we are pushing, because you can use ID and then you can do KYC with the ID very easily. This is pretty cool.
The whole world is changing. It's very impressive. On that note, I want to. I think we covered almost everything from what I saw in all of the comments. I wanted to ask you also. I always save this kind of question for last. You know, you guys also have seen a big surge in your price. Why do you think that is? Do you think that where you're at is sustainable? I know overall you guys are definitely set to grow, but do you think this is overshot, or do you think this reflects, you know, how your business is going?
Yeah, I think I'm a bit surprised with the speed of the surge. Yeah, but I'm not surprised with the value though, because uh, um I'm more even when we the first time we listed and then the price dropped. So I'm quite confused at that at the time because we still doing some investigation about the dry drop after IO because it doesn't make sense its own if you look back. Yeah, because we constantly working on pushing new products. So I will not really focus about price at the moment. At that moment, uh, yeah, we think um, the price will reflect as we are pushing more product and more user that we get on. At this at this point, we what we have right now is just one product. No, two actually, the on spot and the e-sport platform. But we will release more in near future. Many product from other businesses that they are like they already wrap up and prepare and ready to release. Yeah, and also the ecosystem is more will be increasingly completed from now to the end of this year. It will be Mainnet launch, and that will be like is the overall plan to manage everything. Yeah.
Got it. I think there's one more question I see has just come through, and I think it's a very good one to end on. Is there any plan from the official Vietnamese government to introduce a digital currency? Would you be the main partner for that sort of thing? What can you tell us?
So from what I know is the SPV, the State Bank of Vietnam, they looking into the option, but they still weighing the pro and cons of the digital Vietnam Đồng. But the overall theme, like I mentioned, that we are moving to the cashless society, and I think it's inevitable to have the digital currency when you really want cashless, like the true cashless society. It is also have government easy to track, like on the money flow and everything for tax and AML, like that thing.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming onto the show, and thank you for answering all of my questions and all the questions from the audience. It's been very enlightening.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, and yeah, thanks for your time and prepare only like very interesting question.
Great.
It's my honor to be here today. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And yeah, I just want to thank you, thank the community for your support, and yeah.
You heard it, guys. KardiaChain CEO is thanking all of you guys for tuning in. I will catch you on the up and up, Tri Pham. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Okay, thank you very much.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.